Hello. Right, first video on this page. As you saw in the last story, I'm just taking a S14 apart. Just here, customer had it professionally rebuilt by a company, all ready to go in, and I didn't really like some of it. There was a lot of RTV. The washer and the nut for the camshaft idler was missing, so I thought I'd better have a quick look at this, and the customer agreed. So pulled the sump off. First thing we noticed, no sump gasket. It's just glued on, so that was a bit worrying. And the captive, these screws here on an S14 are shorter, but they just put the long ones in and wound the threads out. So that was first impressions. And then we took the oil pump off, and the relief valve was put together wrong. It's got some RTV on it. This short end was poking out the bottom, and it was all to hell. This bracket had a rather large crack in it and had been welded but doesn't sit square, so I have to find another one of those. That's not very well cleaned, is it? The front crankshaft nut was not tight. It should be 440 Newton meters, and it just undid really easily. Lots and lots of RTV everywhere. That's the oil filter housing gasket. That's not ideal, is it, when that goes through your engine? One of the sump bolts was made out of RTV. They'd reused the old bolts for the mains and the big ends, which is a no-no on something that revs to 8,000. Another bit of RTV there. There's the crank nut was loose. The engine's just in a horrible state, like bits of metal. And where you're actually supposed to use RTV, they hadn't. So yeah, just pulling it apart and going through it really. M8 bolt and an M10 hole. What else? Old gaskets. This is the water pump goes here, and they do a little relief here, so if the water pump gasket goes, it drips out the bottom completely full of RTV. So if the water pump had leaked into the timing chain, you wouldn't have known about it. So BMW failsafe, that's M10 S14. What else? There's just loads and loads of bits and pieces. I know I'm fussy, but oh yeah, the water jackets, O-ring, 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 hope, no O-ring in there. Let's turn her over, which is quite hard while you're filming. There we go. So valve clearances were all wrong. Loads of bits of RTV everywhere in here. Not very clean, is it? I've actually done a little pot of all the RTV I've pulled out of the inside of the engine. So you don't really want that inside your engine, do you? Oh, and my favourite thing. What's wrong there? Can you see it? The distributor seal is in backwards, which did make me laugh, and stuff like that bolt's correct. Not sure about that one. Ooh. That'll do, bye. So yeah, just this is for my own reference really, and to tell the customer, but I thought I would share it with you guys as well. What you saying, Father? Good, isn't it? There you go. Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Or is it? Do you ever look at your life choices and think, why the fuck am I doing this? Here I am, getting a bolt out of my M88 engine, which is a fiddly bastard because some incompetent twat has lost the one out of that S14 I'm doing. There it is. No longer available from BMW, so I'll have to make that. But yeah, it's really annoying, isn't it? I will show you on the next video. We got in here M50 non-Vanos, S50 B32, M88, S50 stuffs, S38 throttle bodies. I'll tell you what, if I die tomorrow, the scrap man is going to love all this shit, isn't it? But yeah, I'll reconvene at the S14. Rhymes, doesn't it? Yo, so here we are, back at the offending article. You may be asking yourself, Dave, why were you in your immaculately well-organised stores taking a bolt out? This bolt. Because on this engine, you may have noticed on the video yesterday, I said this bolt is correct, and I meant incorrect. I was having a bald moment. Because this shaft here holds the timing chain guiding. And it's just held in with hope. It's just a press fit, it goes in there, and there's nothing to secure it. So when you're unleashing the beast of the S14, it could vibrate out. I mean, that's the reason that I took this engine apart, because the washer was missing there, and that holds the timing chain idler in place. So again, if that let go when you were revving it, that would have made a mess. So if I show you, this bolt here is the wrong bolt. That's actually the one out of there that someone's replaced with this one and had no washer. So if we put this one back in, I'll just do it with my hand. Drag the content out, boy. So yeah, that does up there. And you can see the pin comes down and it holds the shaft in. It's not fucking ideal, but this is only S14, M88 and S38. The annoying bit is this bolt is no longer available. It used to be a tenner from Beamer and no longer available, so I'm going to have to make one. So that is why I was in my stores, because I have to find a pattern to make one. Because some incompetent bastard has either chucked it on the floor along with the thick washer and everything that goes on there, or don't know what that is, we'll chuck it in a pot. So yeah, we will continue on the S14 saga. In the words of the streets, it was supposed to be so easy. Yeah, I'll keep you posted on further developments. Most annoying. Also, I've just noticed this. Overstretched circlip, anyone? Only holds a timing chain guide in it. So it's not like the timing chain does much, is it? And it's not like you have to rev the bollocks off an S14 to get it to go. I mean, that might have been all right, but it's not ideal. I might fucking push the budget out for like £1 for a new one. I'm so glad I took this engine apart. Let's have a guesstimate on how long it would have lasted with no oil pressure and fucking leaking coolant and yeah. Sorry, Thomas. Always sorting out other people's fuck-ups. Just taking that off. No O-ring in there, mate. See where there was never one? That's oil pressure. Don't know what these head bolts are either, and it looks like the top of the valves have been machined. I see everything coated in oil so it don't rust. Never ending story. No words. Fucking hell. Another video tomorrow. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Well, it was Happy Wednesday, and then I come back in through the workshop just and saw the debacle that was this S14. So I will explain my video yesterday with no words. So basically, my friend Tom, known him for years, that's his 46, that's his E30 M3. He's a good lad, and he bought that E30 M3 over there, and we're rebuilding it. It's taking some time, but we're getting there. And it had no engine. So his dad, Bert, lovely bloke, bought him an S14 for his 40th birthday, which is very nice. He took it to the engineering company along with his S54 to have a freshen up rebuild. Then the S54, which was in that, absolutely fucking grenaded itself in 3 hours. You may remember, like back in on the old Insta about the oil squirter thing. Yeah, just fucking fucked it. So the S14, it come back looking lovely. And he was like, Dave, can you just have a look through that before we put it in? Because he kind of lost confidence in the engine builder. So I had a look at it, saw on the timing cover the bolt was missing for the idler, which I covered yesterday. And there was a couple of little bits, loads of RTV everywhere. So you've seen on the other videos what it was. So yesterday, took the head off. First things first, I didn't like the head bolts. I don't know what these are. They look like Volkswagen, but they're like 10mm hex, and you can see they've been machined down to the right length. I mean, they might work, but when they're available from BMW, you buy the BMW ones, and they are. So they put a set of pistons in it, and I covered on the other video that no new big end bolts, no new main bolts. Yeah, stuff like sealing backwards, fucking galleries blocked with RTV, no sump gasket, oil pump relief valve put together wrong. Yeah, so covered all that, all fucking fixable, do you know what I mean? And then when I took the head off yesterday, I had a look, and it has big cracks. Some are bigger than others, but quite noticeable. Do you know what I mean? In between the valve seats. So, and I think that they were there before it was machined, because you can see the carbon in it. And bearing in mind this engine hasn't run at all. So I saw that and I felt physically sick. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if you saw that, if I took it off, you'd at least tell the customer, yeah, your head's cracked. Do you want to run it? I mean, it might be all right, but I'm really fussy, and like, if this thing dropped a valve guide, because that's fair, that dropped a valve seat, sorry, it would just be catastrophic, fucking game over. And there's little things like, sorry, have a look at Ali's indicator on the floor. Yeah, we've gone about the bolt missing out of there, and that's there. The end of the valves have been machined. Well, I say machined, some of them are fucking rough. Which is quite common practice, but they haven't been done very well, have they? Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, with a blunt fork, someone said yesterday. But yeah, it's like, that's not how you do stuff. I mean, if you're doing it yourself, fair enough. But the other thing that was missing as well, this is O-rings missing. Should be an O-ring between there and there, and that wasn't in there. You can see that's blatantly never been in there. So it would have had any oil feed to the camshaft. Not that the oil would have got up from the pump with the relief valve. So yeah, I went home yesterday. I felt fucking physically sick, because another part of the story is I've explained that Tom's dad bought him that engine. Tom's dad's been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer and hasn't got long to live, unfortunately. And yeah, so he said to Tom, he said, I would really like to hear that S14 run before I go. So yeah, I mean, I'm not doing this video for fucking Insta likes or sympathy or anything, but it's fucking shit, isn't it? So as I've done the other videos, I just wanted to end it with this one. So we're going to try and find a head now, because I spoke to a few engineering companies which I trust. and they were like, we could do it, but we couldn't really guarantee it. I'm like, if you can't guarantee it, don't fucking do it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's an S14, it's going to rev to 8, and it's like, they're fucking dear. So if anyone's got a head, let me know. And yeah, the story of the S14, not a good one.